Welcome everybody back to Rocket League for ECAC. My name is Overcast, and today will also be with me Damien, who is going to be our match spectator. And today we got two brand new teams coming in for these playoff matches. Today we have the University of Delaware versus Bethel. So today, let's just get this game started. So whenever these teams are ready to join, let's just get straight into it. We did have a little bit of a delay due to Bethel having a little bit of a tornado warning, but it's all good. It went poof while I was hitting clips in free play, so it doesn't matter
They're
because now
going
we're
right
going to be
in.
kicking it off. And starting off today's kickoff, it's going to start instantly going into Delaware's favor. But now with Beth just having to take control of the ball, Goose was trying to take this up to the field, but already we're going to be getting our first shot and goal within the first 12 seconds of the match by Yurtis. What a great 50 and dunk over Bang, and just getting it straight into the net. Now, moving on to our second kickoff within 12 seconds of the match already. It is going to go back into UD's favor. And then, if I do say UD, it does mean University of Delaware. You guys will roll with the deal. Already, we're going to have Beth trying to take their very first shots, trying to get this over in, but they just won't be able to find it. You're just going to be popping this really high. Goose is going to need to come in for a squishy, trying to get a save. He will be able to get this out, but Banks going to be missing it out in midfield. Now Delaware is going to have to take repossession. They're going to try and take this up over, but they're not going to be able to find it for anything right now. Now, staying into the corner, a close shot, but not exactly in for Beth. Now, UD needs to come in. They need to get this ball out of their corner, and currently they're trying to 50 their way out of this. But right now with Kiddo taking this up into the air, he might be able to have one or two more touches, but Goose is going to be there ready to beat him. TPG needs to try and get this around, getting it out. He will not be able to get it past two. UD, they need to work to get this offense off right now, because Beth right now has a very good offensive posture, but they're mainly keeping this into the corners so far. Now, the ball is going to be coming out into mid. Yurtis is going to be getting dunked, and we get a double commit coming in from Beth, and that is going to be the first goal for Beth. Goose popping this off of the backboard, forcing the double commit from Delaware, and now banging that straight in. TPG Kiddo will not be able to save that today. Coming in back to the next kickoff, it's still going to be going UD's favor. TPG trying to get a flick over, but now this might be an open net, but negative. It is not. Nobody was quick enough for this one. Now, Delaware is going to have their chance to get their shots, but they're not going to be able to find anything here. Now, you're just trying to take this up, looking for a double. He's not going to be able to find it, but a good shot by Kiddo, but he's still not going to be able to find anything. Save attempt coming in from TPG, and a nice little clear from Yurtis. Bang, doing what he does best, banging the ball in a random direction, and now Goose is going to try and take a shot. He might be able to get it in, but Yurtis is going to find a beautiful save. Kiddo trying to get this over. He will now have this back onto Beth's side. Napier trying to get reacquainted here, trying to get this out, but Goose got to take this up, and this is allowing a good shooting opportunity for Beth. They still have control, and right now Delaware is low on boost, but Beth right now, they're just trying to take control. They need to remain in possession of this ball, and right now they're doing a very good job at it of keeping up their offensive pressure. Bang, going to be doing what he does best and banging the ball. Yurtis trying to get this over to TPG. TPG will not be able to find any shot opportunity from here. Goose getting a nice 50, and Napier and Bang, they're going to have enough boost where they can keep the momentum flowing. TPG, nice read coming out, but shot opportunities are going to be coming in for Beth. Now Delaware is going to have a 1v1 scenario trying to get this in. He's going to get a pass out, but Yurt is going to get his shot blocked by Napier. Bang, trying to take the shoot opportunity, but TPG is going to be there ready for his save. Now Delaware, they have the offensive pressure here, but right now it's a little lax. Bang and Kiddo are going to have to try and fight over this, but Kiddo is not going to be able to find a double. Now with Beth trying to get back onto their offensive, they're going to be constantly getting 50. Overall, this is more of a match of ping pong where both teams are just trying to bang, trying to see if they can slot anything in so far, but right now we are not having any luck. Beth's going to be taking a good shot by Goose, but they're not going to be able to find anything. Yurtis and Kiddo working together, trying to get this double, but they're going to hit it right off the post. A nice little double commit save, making sure to knock that ball out of here. Goose trying to get this out into a shooting opportunity, but Napier is going to have to drop this ball, but it doesn't matter because Delaware is still just going to be playing ping pong, trying to get this out, but we do have some good saves coming in. Right now, neither team can find a major shooting opportunity here. Now coming down to the last 30 seconds of the match. We're not going to be progressing too much. It's still just being deadlocked out into the corners. You're just going to be getting a nice demo onto Bang. This is going to be clear in the rotation. Now Kiddo trying to find another one onto Napier, but he's not going to find it. Now TPG taking the shot, getting blocked by Goose, but now Bang has the perfect opportunity to score. Will he be able to drop this in? He'll get a nice demo, but he just won't be able to find it. Now coming in with the last 5 seconds, will any team be able to take a shooting opportunity? And it doesn't appear to be that way. And then now we're going to be going in for game 1, our very first overtime.
Already first round, this is a very stressful because it's such stalemate.
100%. It is actually too much of a stalemate where both teams, they're just getting locked out into the middle, not being able to find any major shooting opportunities. They are starting to incorporate some demos here, but it's like how I always say,
there we go.
Mr. Kiddo will always be able to find a way because he'll be able to get this with the help of TPG, getting a nice demo clear and securing this for Delaware, making that the first win of the series.
Yeah, from the looks of it, I'd say like these demo clears are going to be a reoccurring thing to get the ball going where it needs to be going.
Oh, 100%. And then just looking at the team stats right now, we already have 12 shots coming in from Delaware and 10 shots coming in from Bethel. Both teams are shooting a lot, but they're also getting a lot of saves, coming in with 7 saves from Bethel and 7 saves from Delaware as well. So this is a shooting contest, but at the same time, it's the teams need to find quality shots. Right now, it looks more of that they're just trying to pepper the net with a lot of shots more than trying to find an actual proper bang into the net or just get like a proper mechanical clear. So yeah, it's like what Damien was saying. These demo clears are going to be a major component for both teams possibly trying to find their way in. But as far as like skill-wise, both teams are relatively even. Wouldn't you agree?
I'd say so. From what I'm picking up, I'm seeing a lot of some flashy off the wall stuff once in a while. That seems a little unnecessary, but like I can't argue it. It looks cool. But definitely they're all like they're matching each other like the way where they need to be. Like whether it's on the ground or in the air, they are positioned where they need to be respectively.
Oh, 100%, and I think that's something that's going to be coming in more with game number 2, because it's like I always say, game number 1 is always the game trying to figure out your opponent. You don't know how they're going to play, you don't know who's on that team, and the nerves are always kicking in. So that's why I say game number 2 is really the most important game, because you have the intel, you have all of the stuff that you need to win now. All you have to do is just capitalize on it. But it's really the team that can capitalize on it first is going to be the ones that are going to be able to do it. And speaking of capitalizing on it, Bang being able to get a nice, good little save, resetting the ball for his team, now being able to get a shooting opportunity, but they're not going to be able to find a double. Napier, he is going to be whiffing that ball though, but he's going to be trying to get this around Kiddo and Yurtis, but he's just not going to be able to find it. Goose, what a great touch off of the wall, but trying to set himself and his team back up for more shooting opportunities, but now it's just more ping pong again. All 3 Delaware are going to be into the net, but at least they're able to spread out a little bit more, trying to find a shooting opportunity for Delaware. Beth is going to be able to intercept this, and now they might be able to find a double opportunity here, and they will with a passing play for TPG. Being able to slot this into the top of the net, this is overall a great way to get a first goal.
I already forgot who was the one falling, but unfortunately they fell too fast to recover that second save. I think it was Bane, but in any case.
I think it was Bang too.
Yeah.
But in any case, now we have TPG trying to get this out into the mid, trying to get this around Beth. But Kiddo, he's going to be trying to find a passing opportunity for Yurtis right now. Yurtis will be able to receive it, but he's not going to be able to get much going from that. TPG, he's going to be trying to do the same thing, but more of like a solo play. TPG being able to steal the boost, but not being able to capitalize too much with it. But at least this is still within shooting territory for Delaware. They just need to get this out into mid, and this could be a possible shot, but Kiddo going to be getting blocked by Napier. Now, with the ball coming back towards Delaware's corner, but getting reset back into mid, it's the same thing. Delaware is going to be getting a lot of shooting opportunities here, but Goose going to be getting a very nice cut into the mid, getting this around two of the defenders, but he's not going to be able to find any shooting opportunities here. Napier, the last man back, he's going to be able to defend TPG and Kiddo, but Goose going to be able to fake his way around and scoring this in the bottom corner of the net, securing Beth's first goal. That was a good way to get that ball around Yurtis, and we do have our first doink of the night. For anybody that is not familiar with me, I always run the Crossbar Queen title right now, and every single time I hear a doink, we do have to count it. So, it's just a little fun thing that we do here in ECAC.
We like to have fun here at the office. In any case,
we do like to troll around every now and then.
I'm interested in there's a bit of an adaptation with those, like the last goal and an attempt before that, where they're just kind of driving it down the middle. Like it's kind of like an unexpected play. Like you expect something more aerial and like around the corner and off the wall, but you can't argue with the results of like just this straight down the middle.
But no, it's like what Damien is saying. Most times when we're casting some streams, teams tend to be a little bit more flashy as far as their aerial mechanics, but overall this match has been a lot more grounded than anticipated. But speaking of that, Napier coming in with a nice little air dribble, almost getting the reset, but he's not going to be able to find it. But yeah, it's a lot more grounded, where teams are getting more shooting opportunities from the ground than they are from air dribbles, resets, doubles, stuff like that. It's more just like you're dropping the ball for your teammates, you're getting these passing plays, and this is something that I respect, especially from Delaware right now, where they have been capitalizing the most on their passing plays, while Beth has been trying to do a few more solo plays. But to be honest, if you guys are scoring and you're getting results, who am I to judge? And speaking of a solo play, Goose is going to be over here trying to get a shot onto his target, but Bang, he's going to be there trying to get this around. TPG getting a reset, but he's not going to be able to find anything with it. Trying to get this over Napier, but Goose is going to be there ready for defense. Goose trying to flick this over and get a pass for his team, but now this is going to be a shot opportunity by Kiddo, seeing the opening from all three of Beth being just very spread out. All he has to do is just take a ground shot, a nice power shot for 104 kph, and just slotting it in. Now with 11 seconds left in the match, all Delaware has to do, they just have to hold out.
Yeah, very critical timing to have that secured goal. Will be
100%
let it drop, right? Yeah. Oh, nope. Okay, there it goes.
And that is going to be our second game going to Delaware. Now it is going to be 2-0 into the series. Overall, these are not very high-scoring games. These are very, very gridlocked and very... It's kind of like a trench warfare game where it's just nobody is making any significant progress. You're all just getting stuck on your sides. And it's like when it gets to to the middle. Nobody can really seem to get many breakthroughs. But just looking at the teams now, Beth only having one shot, but having 9 saves compared to Delaware, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 shots and no saves.
Does that add up?
They're
Does the number of shots compared to the number of goals and saves add up? I don't. Math isn't math in here.
well, it's because they only have uh 1 goal, but they have taken 13 shots. So some of the shots they may not be saved, but the game is just going to classify them as shots where it could be threatening,
Right.
but then something else will just kick in, and like say you hit the post and it bounces out, that's considered a shot because it's threatening to the goal. But anyway, that is still going to be 2-0 for Delaware. Delaware, they need to find a little bit more. They just need to find a few more shooting opportunities. While they are shooting a lot and they're capitalizing on the best defense is a good offense, Beth, they just need to focus up a little bit more. They need to go back to their demo plays.
Goose.
And speaking of that, Goose is going to be doing exactly that with clearing out 2 of the defenders and just trying to find like a solo play here, but it's not going to be happening. Goose getting this over one of Delaware's defenders, trying to set his team up for a possible shooting opportunity. But now I'm noticing that Beth, they're starting to play a little bit more aggressive when it's coming to the ball, because I think they're starting to realize that when up against Delaware, who's a very shot-heavy team, they need to get more aggressive. But also they just need to focus on their teamwork more, because if they keep trying for these solo plays, this might be their downfall. But Goose, speaking of solo plays, trying to get this out to his team, he's not going to be able to find it. And now trying to get some 50s out of Delaware's side. TPG getting 3 50s in a row and successfully winning them, but Napier is going to be able to take control of this, getting it over 1, maybe getting it over 2 or 3, but he's not going to be able to find around TPG. Goose trying to keep this onto the wall, being the grand champ that he is, trying to get this around, and with the assistance of one of Delaware, they're trying to take more shooting opportunities, but the same thing, we're going to be stalemated. A nice shot opportunity coming in from Goose, but he's not going to be able to find anything. Kiddo trying to take this out, but he's not going to be able to get any of the touches that he wants, especially with one boost wonder lurking around. And also, is it me or did Bang switch cars?
I
don't know why.
Haven't been too attentive to the cars themselves.
Cars. Also, speaking of cars, every single game that I cast, I tend to make fun of somebody's car in one form or another, but surprisingly, I actually agree with most people's designs in this, so that's a first for me. But I bet I'll find something. But it doesn't matter about people's cars' designs, because Kiddo's going to be trying to take a shot opportunity here, but Yurtis was a little too far away to help him out in this case. Goose going to be trying to find somebody out into mid. Napier's going to be the closest one, trying to take the shot, but he's going to be getting blocked by Yurtis.
Maybe Bethel has a goal explosion that you're not going to like.
Oh, 100%. I think somebody has a goal explosion that I'm just going to absolutely hate, and then I'm going to make fun of him for that. But it doesn't matter, because as long as their cars look good, I don't care. I don't really care too much about goal explosions. One I will say is I do hate the new Mortal Kombat ones. I think they're just a little too cringy.
Gotcha.
But anyway, back to the game. TPG trying to take this out, but he's not going to be able to find anything. And so far, we are less than 2 minutes into the game, and neither team has been able to find any breakthrough so far. But speaking of breakthroughs, Yurtis is going to be trying to take a shot, a little too hard of an angle, but at least Goose is going to be there from Beth with Napier, trying to get this in, but they're not going to be able to find it. Napier just squeezed it in, but he can't find it. And that was Beth's probably best shooting opportunity, and now with the demo smoke, I cannot see, but because I'm legally blind. But now Beth back on the offensive now. They're getting a little too aggressive here, but at least Napier and Goose, they're going to be playing with some good spacing once they realize how much double opportunity coming in from TPG, but he's not going to be able to find it.
Okay.
And then now Goose trying to take this around, but they're not going to be able to get this past Goose anyway.
No.
Curtis trying to help him out, and Napier, after all this time, finally finds something, and he scores it in. A nice little backflip with the help of TPG, throwing this into the top right of the net. Now, Delaware, just judging by how they're playing so far, they only have one shot, while Beth has so far 6. They need to find something. They need to get more aggressive because Beth so far is taking my advice pretty well. They just need to get this out into mid, and they need to find some sort of team play if they want to make this a 3-0 series. Otherwise, Beth might be able to come out on top of this one.
Well, we're coming down to 30 seconds, so time to even this out, or for UD's kind of creeping in very quickly. Try to bring it to another overtime.
Oh, so just for everybody's information, ECAC's sponsor today is water. Make sure that you're drinking it, even if you're sweating in these video games. Make sure you're drinking water.
I confirm.
And then speaking with the 0-second clock, Goose is going to be able to drop this down,
Right.
and Bethel is going to be getting their first win of the series. Overall, that was a much better game for Bethel now that they're realizing how Delaware is playing. And so far, with 5 saves and 1 shot from Delaware, no saves and 7 shots coming in from Bethel, a much better performance from them. At least shooting-wise, they may have only got... Hey, I never expected these games to be high-scoring games. Now, it looks to be that every goal that you guys find is just getting more and more important, because we had a 2-1, a 2-1, and now a 1-0. And then watch somebody just get, like, Braziled right now. I don't know who it's going to be, but somebody probably will. But anyways, now we're going to be going into game number 4.
I know it's not
Delaware
important, but I wish
2.
the scoreboard would tell you how many demos people got. Oh, wow. Well,
Well, it doesn't matter, because Bang is going to get hit a demo off the rip, and Delaware is going to be finding a kickoff goal right off the bat by Kiddo. But I do wish it would show the amount of demos, but I know it's usually at the end screen where it will. But something I wish it would show is if anybody got, like, exterminations or something.
like an accolade thing. Like how hat tricks work and stuff.
Yeah, kind of, where... I mean, with hat tricks, it's not going to show on the immediate scoreboard. It's only going to show the important things of goals, assists, saves, and shots, which are really the things that are going to be mattering the most.
Ooh.
But what matters right now is Napier finding this goal for Bethel, because they were struggling to put this in. Goose not being able to get the double. Bang, getting the doink off of the crossbar, and Napier finally being able to score this in.
I think the team's just starting to get a lot more aggressive.
100%, and now I finally found something to criticize, and that's Yurtis's wheels. I hate those damn Cybertruck wheels. Why are you using those? But hey, it doesn't matter, because right now Yurtis is going to be trying to find a passing play for TPG, but TPG is going to be getting bumped by his own teammate. Trying to find a pass through, but now Bethel can be able to take their shooting opportunities and almost getting own goal by themselves. And now TPG being able to move this around, going for a solo play, getting this around, and it will work because he has the help of Yurtis. Getting a nice, beautiful shot into the net. Overall, great job by Yurtis, at least trying to get this place for... Or a good job by TPG getting it in a place for Yurtis to utilize.
Alright.
Speaking of TPG, getting these good kickoffs right off the rip, making sure that they're landing in favor of Delaware. And now this is a possible open net, but nobody's going to be able to work with it. Kiddo getting a reset off for somehow, but Delaware trying to get this out into mid, trying to find some more shooting opportunities here. But now it's just looking like they're they're just resetting themselves, resetting up their rotations, and now with Bethel all confused, they're right now not rotating in exactly a way that
Ooh.
would be the most optimal. But hey, as long as they're keeping the ball out of their net, I guess I'm not really one to criticize. But speaking of that, Bang, he will be there ready to take this out, but he's not going to be able to clear it. Goose will be the Lord and Savior for today. But Napier and Bang both stuck in the net. The only person that can actually come out now is Bang. But no passing plays for Delaware today. TPG banging this up all the way for Yurtis. Yurtis is not going to be able to find a double opportunity, but TPG needs to retreat with his team because right now nobody has any boost, but now being fully reset, Bethel does have their shooting opportunity with an open net, but doesn't matter because the Lord and Savior Goose is going to be there. Also, just so you know, I hate dealing with geese on a regular basis, but this man is pretty chill. But
see, my brain was automatically going for like a Top Gun reference instead. I think it's more fitting.
No, I was just thinking more of just geese are annoying.
Well, yeah.
And right now, Goose is kind of playing that way, where he's playing very annoying, playing very well because he's keeping Delaware at bay right now. Even though he makes one or two mistakes every now and then, he's still doing a very decent job. But it's not all just him. Napier and Bang have been doing a great job trying to help him out. Again, they just need to stop with the solo plays and work together because right now they're still sticking with their solo plays.
A lot of the shots I've seen from them have been very either too wide off the goal or but too short to actually like be considered a pass. But it doesn't matter here with
Speaking of shots, Yurtis finding a dunk.
Just kind of stealing that away.
Straight in onto Beth. Now with 1:36 left. Delaware does have an insurance goal finally. Now they can rest a little easy, but it's still Rocket League. Anything can happen here. But speaking of anything can happen, Napier is going to be trying to take this around. He might be able to get a shooting, but instead he's just going to get a demo, trying to find another to somebody else this time. But now all of Beth, right now in a try formation, just trying to get this around. But Napier, same thing. He's going to be demoing TPG again. And they're still just trying to find their shot here, but it's just stuck on the side where nobody's going to be able to really work with this. A lot of bumps and demos are going to be coming out of this right now, but TPG trying to play that slow, but Kiddo just banging this away, trying to hope for a clear, but he's not going to be able to find anything. But Goose trying to get this around, but he saves his teammate's shot, and he's not going to be able to find anything. Goose getting Goomba stomped by TPG.
Burning the ball.
And a team pinch coming in
all around the goal.
And Napier, but they're not going to find anything. Now with Delaware, this might be their one shot opportunity, and it will be a nice passing play from TPG to Yurtis to the net. Now with 26 seconds left, 4-1. This is looking like a Delaware dominant game. Damn, Bethel, if you guys need help, sub me in. I'll help you out. But
disclaimer, we can't do that.
Unfortunate news in the casting booth. I'm no longer allowed to help out any team. I just cast.
Other than the indirect advice we give from the casting.
The indirect direct advice that we give, just so you know, Bethel, you need to shoot the ball. Put it in the net. That's
like that.
Did you see what Giddo did? Giddo did it right. He put it in the net, and he's winning.
CPG
So let's do
flying from one wall to the other to enable that further.
But anyway, Delaware's doing a very amazing job so far this series. Now being 3-1, we are now entering match point territory for them. Will they be able to secure their 4-1, or are we possibly going to go to a 4-2, a 4 or a 4-3 scenario, or could we see a reverse 3 coming in and knocking UD Academy out of here? But just looking at the stats one more time, 8 shots coming out from Delaware with 3 saves, and 5 goals. Not bad. But 6 shots, 2 saves coming out from Bethel. Still, they're getting better with their shots. And overall, as far as points, everybody's remaining relatively consistent with each other. But again, it's just we need to see more aggression, more passion, more energy.
For the sake of the players, I hope they don't drag this on too late. 'Cause I know one team said they have another game to play right after this within the hour. Plus, we already had the delay with the tornado.
Hey, we can't control tornadoes. All we can control is hurricanes.
Well,
And speaking of hurricanes, TPG is going to be
controlling the
moving
ball.
his way through all of the defense here, and now just going to be getting his first goal for his team now with 4 minutes 50 seconds left, just 10 seconds into the round.
Very strong start. Oh my goodness.
And a trade demo? Oh no, it wasn't. It was just a double demo.
Nothing came off of that. Oh, hold on. Still more carnage to be had, it seems. No immediate results in the form of a goal.
Speaking of
Just
carnage,
kidding.
Bang is going to do what he does best and just bang the ball into the net. And he's going to be able to slot this in with the help of Goose getting a nice pass out. How fast was that? 68?
Yeah.
That's decent, at least for that spacing. But already for 30 seconds into the match, this might be a more higher scoring game. But still, we have plenty of Rocket League left to go for this match.
Well, let's see how our players continue to fare as we're bringing it back over to Delaware's side. TPG saying never mind to that one. Who's still keeping an eye on the ball really close, just to have his friend come in and take it away and then murder the extra player. You don't want that. Okay.
Speaking of murder, Napier coming behind here to try
Bar,
and
double tap.
something.
Not enough.
And a nice save by Goose, preventing Delaware's second goal of the night. But how long will be able to keep that up? Who knows? But Kiddo is going to be trying to take this around, just getting this out of his corner, doing everything that he can. But he is going to be getting his boost stolen. But he will not be able to find any passing plays since TPG and and Kiddo will not be able to get into position in time. Kiddo is going to be getting dunked by Napier and Goose, trying to get a sidewall double read, but instead he's just going to be coming back, clearing TPG out, but Napier's not going to be able to find anything. But Yurtis responding back to Goose with a demo of his own. Napier, the solo shooter, trying to get anything in, but he's not. Right now, Bethel is playing very far back, but overall, I think they're just more in a defensive posture there. Once something I'm noticing already is that.
Dink.
Oh, and we got our third dink of the night. But something I'm noticing already from Bethel is it seems like they get 3 shooting opportunities. Each person gets to shoot 1 time, and if they can't get it within that period, they just full retreat. Unlike the other game that they had earlier with like 13, 14 shots, I don't remember how much it was, they had a great rotation. They had great figure eighting where they were keeping the ball, keeping the boost in control, but now it's just with Delaware getting more, just more better shots like Yurtis here, trying to get this around. He's going to pop this up and just throw it right in. With the assistance of Napier.
I was about to say, I was very confused at the end. I was like, oh, this is, wait a minute.
But now we're already at less than halfway through the match, and already the scoreline is very familiar. But Kiddo trying to get this pass out,
okay,
and he'll be able to find it into the net. And now 2 goals within the span of 10 seconds for Delaware. Bethel, oh yep, 4th dink of the night. But Bethel, they're right now losing out a lot, man. You guys need to come back with some more shots. Because already Delaware coming in with 7 shots.
I think part of the issue, as you were slightly talking about before, is I don't think Bethel has had as good boost control as they did in the first few games. I think I've seen like Bane very more often than not with little, very, very little boost, if any, in the past few rounds.
Well, I mean, Bang did switch his car again, but I didn't notice that. But that is something that I am trying to keep an eye on more now that you've said that, because that is something extremely important. Because even if you're getting figure eighted, the boost control is the one thing that is going to possibly save you and get you out of a pinch. And right now, Goose has been the primary example from Beth, where he's been having very good boost control. I've very rarely seen him with low boost, unless he's getting demoed and then has to make an immediate play. But just speaking of that, with Yurtis trying to get this in, all three of the defenders going to be going up, noticing that it's a very threatening ball. But TPG just trying to take this to the other side. He's not going to be able to do much with it, but try to find a pass to Kiddo. But instead, he's going to try and take a ceiling shot, which is very interesting. Yurtis finding a demo onto Goose, as I was saying earlier. But yeah, it's the same thing with Delaware, where Kiddo is just going to stand still and just watch the carnage happen. And that is going to cost them with Goose coming in and just driving the ball into the net. That's also my favorite thing to do in ones. That is the only game mode I've ever hit SL in, and I just love doing that to people, where I just love driving the ball straight in. I don't care about your your damn air dribbles. I'm gonna just drive it in. There's nothing you can do about it.
Whatever gets the job done. That is a very important goal, however, with the remaining 30 seconds. They want to bring this to overtime. Just have to find it within these last 30 seconds, which might be possible.
Can do it. If they get really aggressive here for the last 30 seconds, they already know they're on the line. They just really need to find it, and Goose might be able to give Napier the opportunity, but Napier is just not going to be able to find it. Bang.
Hold on.
Gotta do what you do, man.
Hold on.
Get it out into mid.
Nope.
TPG is keeping it up with Goose. But come on, Bang is going to be the last hope here. Goose keeping this up, but
And
it
he
doesn't
spikes
matter
it down.
It gets spiked down. And
That does conclude.
that is going to be it. Where Delaware winning 4-1 within the series. GG's to both teams. But unfortunately, Bethel is going to be getting knocked out. And UD is going to be progressing. Overall, solid matches, low-scoring games. But each team, the big thing was just the trench warfare in the middle, where it was just low scoring and just trying to force this around. But it doesn't matter because we have our victor for the night. Anyways, that is going to be it for today. My name is Overcast, and this was Damien, and thank you guys so much for coming back to watch ECAC Rocket League. Tune in next Wednesday for another series of the playoffs, and I believe, Damien, you were going to the spring showdown for ECAC, you said?
I was going to promote that real quick before we close out. We do have the ECAC, or ECAC, however you want to pronounce it, to each their own, spring showdown this weekend, where I will be casting with our good friend Louis. Let's see, we got Overwatch, Rocket League, and Valorant as the lineup. So beyond the two games that still come on tomorrow, which I'm pretty sure is Overwatch and League, respectively, we will see you then.
Great night, everybody.
Good night.